Okay. I want to talk about innocence today. I carry around with me a very innocent soul. Just myself. I think that's like a feather. That innocence that like is so light that I will believe any truths because I believe any truths could happen, dark or light. I fall in love with the innocence of man. And that gives me a lot of shit. From a galactic standpoint, it gives me a lot of shit on earth. I'm like, I don't care if you're red, blue, or green. I don't care if you're yellow from Venus or red from, Mars. It doesn't matter. I feel like you could be loved. I feel like that that innocence will reside within you no matter what, you know. Innocence until proven guilty, you know? In a court of law, the judgment goes down from the heart. It's a thing like I want to see if you is really a child like me, or are you more of an adult posing as light in order to get to our source? The innocence. You can never take my innocence away. Never. I don't care who, what, when, where, why. I got double lions guarding my innocent gate. All of my innocence. This is the tribe of Judah. Judah knows because Judah, I'm not gonna make up some vague thing, but I'm gonna tell y'all a story about Judah. I gave birth, right? I have no idea where this kid really, really came from. Judah. I birthed him. And I'm like, you looking like Adonis. You looking like, I don't know who your daddy is. I'm like, Judah, I don't know who your daddy is. And he told me, he was like, what do you mean you don't know who your daddy is? I was like, literally, I don't know who your daddy is. And he looks at me and he goes, Mom, you're telling me what? And I was like, Judah, I don't know who your daddy is. So he went into this like philosophical search for his father, right? Like a deep, intense, propel me forward search for his father. And it turns out that Judah was the Rock's baby. Rock, like rock baby, like a rock baby, like a mountain baby. He was a rock baby. And I was like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with him. So I sent him to my mom to raise. I wanted to say to the Native Hawaiians, you don't know it, but you are literally one of the tribes of Judah. But like, you guys are seated in the perfect location of receiving power really quick from Pele because she just got married, right? She just got married and she's celebrating, and there's a lot of passion going on out there in the islands. It's a lot of passion going on. So we found out about them using our energy on our energy grid, doing nasty stuff on our channel, on our islands. You think that we was gonna let that slide, huh? Y'all really thought we was gonna let that slide? No. No, we don't let that slide. That's taking the innocence. Why would you do that? Why would you want to initiate somebody into that deep of torment where they don't even know? Why would you want to do that? I don't get it. Like, out of everything, why? Out of all the sins that man has given earth, why that? Why is that plaguing our nation? That shouldn't even be a thing. We shouldn't even be saying like, oh, that's normal. No, that should never be normal. That should not be normalized. Why are y'all putting this sickness in our face and saying it's normal? It's not normal. And I can call myself a hypocrite all that I want. Shit. You already know I can call myself a hypocrite at that, at best. But we in school. What I think should not really apply is right versus wrong. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. Right? You shouldn't do it if it's wrong. I believe that's a wrong. You know, you shouldn't do it. And then you sell your daughter to marry another man and take the money and feel good about yourself. I don't like that part. I don't like that part. That's it. I'm going to get off of that innocence part. But right now, the judgment has gone through that the pedophilic activity in Hollywood that has been plaguing the society. Everybody who has been proven, they're guilty. It has been proven guilty in a court of law, highest law there is, and all of it is coming into earth right now. The fruition is birthing right now. Like, I'm looking at tons and tons of people like getting handcuffed. Well, I'm gonna take you to them islands. We go chop your head off. Because it's a death sentence. Any pedophilic activity on this earth is considered a death penalty, and the blood must be returned to the earth, to the islands. You take from the island, you give back the island. You give back. There's like hella channels going on right now. Whoa, hold on. Blah, 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 that. Hold on. Y'all going hella fast. Hey. Oh, you guys are on one accord. Okay, no, listen.
Hi.
Let's talk about innocence.
Hi.
Hi. Look at that. Hi. See that? That's what I'm cultivating in everybody that I love. Like, I create a doll for them. Like, I put the pineal in. I get the crystal if it's a crystal baby. Like, I'm so excited at I have so many little friends, you know, in our little tent over here. Bing bong. We have our little friends. We call it the Innocence Room or the church or the subconscious realm. So I'm taking her subconscious, which is technically like all the kids on earth, And I'm like rewiring these beautiful spark notes, like almost like I'm writing identities for like everyone. And it's so fun. It's so fun. Okay, so like I have this one new creature, you guys. Ah! His name is Booba. Ah! And he looks like a gnome, right? But like like a little monstery gnome. He's so cute. Okay, so he's so freaking cute. But he's disastrous. Just like the little elf on the shelf, every year. This little gnome is a fucking little shit, dude. But you gotta love him. So like he'll like hang off my balcony, right? And then I'm like, boo boy, you can't do that. This is my imaginary friend. You go get your own. Well, actually, he's someone else's, but like I'm borrowing him because boobas are cute. So he's hanging off of the bars outside, and I'm like, Booba, get inside, and he drops down. He gets a mouthful of pine needles, and he's like, and then it becomes like little darts. I love it. I'm okay. Let me stop. My imagination, like when I have no borders and no like rhyme or reason, because this show Booba is on right now. There's no rhyme or reason. Like it don't make no sense. I'm like, wait, what if nothing made sense? But to somebody it made sense. Ah! So it made me so excited. I was like, all night. I was like, don't do that. And I woke up at 6:00 this morning. Booba knocked me upside the head with a freaking ham. This little fucking creature. Sorry, my French. Pardon my French. But this little creature comes in, knocks me upside the head with a ham. And I'm like, you little motherfucker, what do you want? And he tell me, he go, like clean up, like it's dirty in the house. Because I went to sleep without doing the kitchen, which I try not to do, but I did it last night. So I woke up early and cleaned. But it was so comical because I'm hooked to this dialysis machine. And he's using it as a jump rope. And I'm like, dude, am I fucking high? What is happening? Ah, the subconscious reality realm is so fun. What? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Nana. In the book. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, let me calm down first from this Booba story. I have to calm down because it's like a little caveman. It's like this caveman that like comes into like reality. So like really reality. He's like, what the fuck is going on? What is all this? What is all this stuff? And he just gets into hoopla. And there's a worm, and there's a bird, a parrot, a pigeon. I mean, I'm blushing. I'm sorry. Just like kid like innocence just like comes out of me because I'm like, you just want to be his friend. You just want to like hang out with him and be like, you booby, you can't do that. And it's just a little larva creature just hanging out with him, man. Okay. So let's talk more about innocence. So cartoons was a way to program the innocence, right? But first you had to tap in. So if you could, they were trying to reverse gold information from the children.
The rock.
You want to go for a walk?
No.
The rock. The rock. What? Who? There's 2 rocks over there. Who taught you to say that? It's when you go to Hawaii in your dreams. You a mess. Anyway, I find cartoons to be, or not cartoons, like I'm talking video games too. Okay, so I'm gonna describe to you guys my ideal person. First, theater. Imagine, okay, the opera. Theater. Nerd. But he's not just a theater nerd, he did the lighting. He did the lighting. And he did the music. Ah! He loves Inuyasha. Okay, no. Any anime. Like any anime. Because I'm going to ask tons of questions. I want to know the plot line. I want to know the story. Can you reiterate what happened in this story 20 episodes ago? Can you just talk to me nerdy about any topic that you love? And I want to see you turn on fire. Like if it's about video games and you find it to be like very fascinating, but I want to know why you find it fascinating. So I'm going to dig so deep with questions of like happiness, and I'm going to find the treasure of innocence within you. Like when someone like loves something so much, like I collect toy trains. Oh, what? You weirdo. I'm a puppeteer. What? What? You're a puppeteer? Oh, I have so many imaginary friends that I want to bring out to like reality and like play with them. But then reality creates a conscious reality creates a conscious awakening through play like that. Everyone thinks it's all about sex and stuff like that. No, pero what about the most intimate part of a relationship? It's sharing your innocence. Ah! Imagine he plays the piano. Ah! But listen, hold on. Hold the front door. He knows all the stories from Greek mythology from scratch. All of the stories from all of the tribes from scratch. So if I'm saying let's tap into the Dogon, and he knows exactly where to go to tap into the Dogon, to open the star constellation, to bring down some presents that I have hidden in the stars. Ah! What if he knows herbology? Ah! Get off! Get off! What if he talks to trees? Ah! What if he's mastered? What if he's mastered cooking? Okay, most people will be like, I don't really get it. Cooking, da, 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 da. But not just a chef. But not just a chef. any shift. He can cook Nigerian food, but then he can switch to Indian, but then he can switch to Thai. And he's like, you better be able to do all this too. But I could do more with my innocence. Because I never sold it. I never sold my innocence. I kept firm to my innocence. I stayed true to my innocence. That's why a Virgo is always going to be a Virgo, because they're gonna keep to themselves if they don't like how y'all behaving. They're gonna drop their whole family and not go back to their family if they ain't right. A Virgo is like having a Libra watch your back. A Libra's always, heads and toes. Go booba. And ears and mouth and nose. Go. 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 Good job. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Yeah. Booba's dancing. It's like having no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So what was I saying? It's like having a Libra to watch your back. I'd rather be by myself than in a land of the snakes. I went to LA one time. And I ran into this reader, right? Because something told me to go from my hotel to go for a walk. And I went and I sat with her. It was this Russian girl. And she had all the cards laid out. And she goes, who is this right next to you? She was like, before we start, who the fuck is right next to you? I'm like, that's my husband. No big deal. I go, if she can see Thoth, we're in for a rude awakening. So she sat, she pulled my cards, and she was like, damn, this is a lot of shit you got going on. I was like, hey, what's the remedy you got? What's the remedy you got? I wanted to fall in the trap so bad. Because, you know, it's a tourist trap. Good. You want some more milk? Chocolate milk? More? Okay. Okay. It's like if she could see my husband right next to me, she must be pretty gifted. You need to stay off my boobies, girl. You need to stay off. You are almost 3. I think you've bonded with my breast quite a bit now. You're good to go now, right? Happy go lucky. She's basically when they play the areolas as a child, it stimulates the mechanisms in their brain to help them to solve puzzles and to soothe emotional content a lot easier, especially when you're dealing with my psyche, which she's in my psyche quite a bit, trying to ask me to do stuff and whatnot. So when she comes into the dark, she's just like bright white energy. I'm like, stop, go away. She's a very intense being. She's like a moon. She's a moon child. And Alex is a sun child. I on the beach. Okay, where was I? Back on the title of Innocence. Here you go. You can have some of my heat, babe. While we watch Booba. Ah! Okay, listen. Listen to this. Not only does he study the human brain like a surgeon, he studies the human brain like a psychologist. Ah! What? Listen, for real, you get it. Like, he could take the brain apart if he wanted to and put it right back together, but then he understands why he's doing it. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out. I'm describing myself in my own dark terms. Okay. Imagine this, okay? He understands the body, but he understands the body. He respects the church. He respects the church, but allows me to have my dirty little church mouth. Because I cuss like a sailor, baby. They say the sailors cuss so bad because they're hearing in their sleep this woman yelling at them from the ocean, cursing up a fucking storm. If you make me mad enough and I start on my storm and I tap into my innocence, I'll knock everything down. It's like bowling. It's like going bowling with the subconscious. But where is the tornado gonna land? He lets me keep my dirty little church mouth. Because I'm going to have to pay for my sins later. I'm going to have to pay for my sins one way or another. And let it be through rain-soaked nights, bats flying about and a full moon. Let me bend over backwards and become the sky real quick. True. Not for you to touch, but admire. Creating an Eiffel Tower from afar. I see that. Put that away. Put it away. I am a married woman. I'm married to Christ Himself. Jesus, 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 this woman speaks slander against you. Jesus, this woman is claiming to be your wife. You better get in there. You better get in there and punish her. Who is this woman claiming to be your wife, Jesus? Where's the remote? I gotta reconfigure this vibration. I need to reconfigure this vibration. It's not hitting right. Ah! No. There. Okay. So let's watch something else. Let's do Morphle. What do you think? Because he can change into anything he wants. Like, that's a superpower everyone should fucking want. You could just morph into another person? What? That's so freaking cool. I don't want to do that. I want to morph, but then I'm going to come back to who I am because, like, I love me. Like, okay? I don't have to be, like, conceited to be conceited, but bitch, I did nothing to my hair today. Hello. Hey, Joe G. What's up, boy? I haven't heard from you in a while. I haven't heard from you in a while, Joe G. I hope you're doing good. and doing fine. Hope you know when I'm online. Joji. Joji. Okay. Sorry, I'm tapping into my innocence. So if I'm really weird, just roll with it. We're talking on innocence. So I'm showing y'all who I really am, and I'm not gonna filter nothing out. Hey, where's that one show we like? Picolija. Shut the fuck out. We haven't seen Gabby in a while. Ah, yay. Yay. Okay. Mr. Fox is in the hall. Okay. So next. Listen. We've already tapped on the herbalist, like the herbalism, right? Let's dig into Oko's personality. Oko is innocent. It's like that one friend that you got that always seem to have bad stuff following them. You know them friends? Everywhere you go, they seem to be fucking tripping over their face. You know, and you like, what's going on, Jesus? And you start to pray for them and shit get worse. And you like, what is going on? They're being initiated. Everybody's like, you gotta get beat up to you gotta get beat up. I had so many prayers. I had so many prayers that I checked 2022 and people were like, you beat my ass. I was like, I was channeling Ali. I wanted to beat y'all with the cooking ass. They're like, this year sucked. I was like, wait till 2023, baby. When I got the full control of the brains. We gonna have fun. Where your communication and your imagination is unfiltered. Unfucking filtered. What? That means you can dream it tomorrow and it happened today. That means you can dig the gold in real time because the gold is already paid for. Your mama already set up your account. And all you need to do is get your wands. And you were able to time travel because you use the social media. People don't understand the innocence of such like heavy device. Talk about the apple with Adam and Eve. You programming multiple realities. If he knew how to program multiple realities all in one stroke, baby. Hallelujah. I'll convert to Judaism. I'm sorry. You have me spinning the top, baby. I'm sorry, y'all. My innocence is a little prude. What's the opposite of a prude? Because my innocence comes from like the comedians, or were a lot of them protector of my innocence. Yeah, some of the greatest comedians. Dick Gregory, keepers of the innocence. Like if somebody said something to me online, he would delete it. He would delete it. 1 second I will be in there. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go check on my likes and my follows. All my shit deleted. He was like, "You're not gonna get famous in this bitch. You're not getting famous." He's like, I got tons of people on the front line. You're not gonna be no famous poet, okay? I was like, I'm just trying to get a recognition of one man and one man only. Um, an amazing father. Look, that takes a lot. I ain't never had a sorry, Zani over there. Sorry to my stepdad. Sorry to my dark dad. I see you guys. I know you guys are my fathers. Okay. But on earth, I was a wild little wolf. I got to do whatever I wanted. And with an innocence to it. So I could do whatever I wanted. Like I was a diplomat, right? Just walking around with full privileges, right? And I didn't know people was watching me when I was down there, when I was deep in my subconscious. I didn't know nobody was watching me bust it open. 22, 23. That one, yep. I didn't know. I didn't know the subconscious realm was interconnected with some very dark energy, with some dominatrix energy. I didn't know. Innocence until proven guilty. So, and then I went into the, oh my God, y'all. I had free reign, right? I walk into the Vatican and I saw some rituals going on down there with my innocence. Just like in Jesus, when they say Jesus went into the church and they had money out and the tax collectors and he dumped it out. The same thing. I was like, oh, I turned into a whole woman. Like she hulk, dumped all the blood, started gacking because it was wild. I was like, what? And then this sword came out of my solar plexus. Like a diamond sword. I was like, Alex must be programming the weapons because I got it all. Alex must give me. I was like, shoot. And it started glowing like this bright moon, vibrating light. And I started taking down all of these like red hooded figure people. Just taking them down. Bicola, don't hurt me. I was taking them down with this sword. And I was like, you guys are trying to steal the innocence of my babies? I thought it was all a dream, man. But your innocence, when it's programmed correctly, could do anything. I'm talking anything. I'm talking flying. Since we sold the innocence back, I'm surprised nobody came out with superpowers yet. I've already programmed it into the fucking settings. I programmed it. Okay, so let me tell y'all a story. Okay, so I was doing like some stuff and I was talking a poem, okay, and I sent it to Kanye. So because I sent it to him because he needed to sit down. I was trying to tell him to sit down, but basically it was about eating off his seat, basically. Sorry. And I was basically like, sit down. You know, women are gonna take it from you. But he kept going on, kept talking and kept talking. I was like, don't talk over me, don't talk over me, don't talk over me. And so I finally sent the message and I was like, sit down. But then he go even louder. I was like, oh, okay. 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 Because I was like, Jesus is king. He's a king. You can't touch him. So Anyway, oh my gosh. Let me calm down. Okay. There we go. So, no paint on the couch, people. No painting on the couch. I love you though. So I ended up sending a message last night to somebody, and I was telling him about how I got this booba creature, right? I texted Andy. I was like, I love this creature because I can actually see him, you know? Like in my innocence of heart, I could see him. And like he's like everywhere jumping about. I'm like I can't even focus anymore. It's like it makes me want to get up and run and like take care of him and stuff. So it's actually helping my mental health a lot. I love it. And most people be like, that's a little crazy. But if you're a kid at heart, that's just an imaginary friend. You know how many times I played the imaginary friend to some people when they were kids? I'll be like, draw a picture of how you want to look, how you want me to look. And then I would make that mold, and then it would be their creature, but it's like hella high tech because my kids get the best of the best. So the people with the best imaginations who had imaginary friends, that means that they was blessed. You didn't have just have an imaginary friend. Everybody didn't have one. Only if your mama could afford it. only if your mama only if your mama was affiliated with high consciousness was you allowed to have imaginary friends. Shit. I had so many I couldn't even keep a hold of them. I had to let them go in a while. I had so many imaginary friends when I was a kid, and they would just follow me around. I'd be like, what if I had a purple duck? And a purple duck would come out smoking crack on the road. I'd be like, not like that. I'm like, not like that. But the duck could just be like her on the corner, like smiling, smoking crack. And I'm like, bro, I just wanted a purple duck. I ain't know it was a thing though. You know, my subconscious be like doing some wild stuff, and it keeps me grounded a little bit, but sometimes I'll be on edge because sometimes I don't even know why I'm programming these big ass monsters for these little ass problems. I'll be conjuring some whole ass motherfucking extraterrestrial big old heads. I'll be conjuring some crazy shit for no reason. So yeah, let me see. That's brown. Brown too. Painting, yeah. Yeah. But I'll be conjuring so much because I just tap into my innocent like that because it's the river. All of the rivers and the oceans used to be attached to the riverbank. The water never had salt in it. You can go to the ocean, drink it, and be healthy forever. The water is not supposed to be salt water; it's supposed to be sweet water. You'll see it overnight too. The water will turn from this like very salty salt water to being able to be fresh water, drinkable from the ocean, and it's gonna be crystal piping clear like this icy energy. It's the same interconnected. Like once the fathers of um, time connect to the pineal gland of the mother, Once the 12 disciples decide on the 12 months, once the three magicians, the three kings offered gifts, it's over. We're almost there. I have to calm down. But listen. Okay. He loves animals. He loves animals. And has a garden. Oh, no. Shut up. Hold on. He loves animals. And wakes up early to feed the animals so you don't have to. He lets you sleep in. Or he just hires it because we got it like that. Or he makes the sons go tend to the animals in the morning so we can sleep in. Ah! Let's go back to the subconscious redevelopment of this stranger than fiction person. Let's go. What if inside of his head? Okay, let me calm down. What if the inside of his head is an art gallery? And you have to play like this matching game every day of your life. Like he'll send you pictures of a little piece of the art that's in his head, and you've got to figure out, like Nancy Drew or Harriet the Spy, and you have to piece everything together to the end of the day. And then in the orgasm that he gives you at night is the full picture. It's the full picture. And you find out that he's an artiste. He's a coder, programmer of realities, because all he did was play the video game. All he did was geek out over video games. Yeah, or switch it from video games to books. Switch it to books. And he has his own library. Okay. Not only does he have his own library, it's organized. It's organized, okay? But for no reason. You got to figure it out. Why would he have Charlotte's Web at the top and Moby Dick at the bottom? Okay. Imagine this. Okay. He's not one of those hiking weirdos that likes to get up in the early mornings and start running and shit. But he does take care of himself, okay? Okay. Good for him. But during the afternoon, he takes you on a ride to the middle of nowhere, and it's like trees everywhere, and the trees start singing songs. What? Did you just program a reality real quick on your hike? Okay. In order for the trees to start singing doo-wop to me. Okay. Listen. We're programming reality. I say I want a snowy day. Boom. The most perfect snowy day. You just gotta put honey in a jar. You just gotta put honey in the beer mouth. Okay. Shoot. Somebody was trying to make fun of me because I said the biggest occult secret is they have remotes. It is. They was hiding from it. They stole it from one of the crypts that was supposed to remain untouched because they were like, yeah, we'll watch this for you. We're going out on vacation. You know, the Anunnaki and Daddy and everybody, we going out on vacation for a little bit, you know, to our summer home. We come back, the whole shit overrun with motherfuckers doing freaky shit in our house. And Daddy don't play that because Daddy got a gun. My mouth. And I started coding everything. That's when I started on my started recording everything because I'm sewing everything together in Word, all by seeds and where I plant my seeds and when I choose to. Anyway, I imagine he understands that and knows the value of the woman is not on just cleaning the house. Sometimes it's a bigger, you know. Cakey! Sprinkle party. Cake.
Yeah.
We can make a cake. We'll tell. We'll make a cake tonight. I got chocolate. No more boobs. Ah, you're so cute. Where was I? Okay. So now we kick all of the people out. We kick all of the who shot John out of the house. But you got a couple niggas hiding. And just like they did to Saddam Hussein, went to go find him in the hole. I'm getting you. I'm gonna get ya. No matter how far you go, I'm gonna get you. You know. So basically, they're trying to find the last of the remnants. Because I'm really excited because I'm gonna get my thing back. I'm gonna pause time and I'm gonna surprise all of my kids. It's gonna be like Oprah's giving you a new life. Everyone, you get a new life, and you get a new life, and you get a castle, and you're actually supposed to be famous. You were actually stolen from the tribe in Ethiopia that maintained it, and I put your soul into this body, and you're not like real. Your family's not your family. I'm actually your mom, and I'm gonna be this black woman, and everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, you have kids of every race, every gender, every animal, every." I'm like, "Yeah, they're my little Noah babies, my little wasteland babies. They're my little wasteland babies. Ah, we're gonna get out of here. We're not gonna look back. We're gonna get out of here." And everyone's gonna be like, "They disappeared overnight." We don't know what happened to them. They just disappeared. Wow. Today, the world is in mourning because everyone, large group of people, just seem to disappear. And we are still waiting for someone to explain what happened to our loved ones. We gonna be looking down. Run. Shit. I'm telling you, as long as you knew that on the other side of the darkness of your shadow was your innocence. Hmm. And on the other side, you could hold on to your innocence and it'll weigh you down. So whatever happens, you will stand firm like a rock, rolling down a well of information. The innocence is the subconscious psyche. I'm literally through angel and through whatever child that I tend to, do this deep interaction with, I'm coding another psyche. That's why I love having children so much. Because if I have children, I have children. I can program children. It's easy to do that. Whether it be her generations of children, it's just like it's so fun. And then I could play matchmaker when I'm innocent. This is why I'm a baby, a cherub. I get a rose petal or a rose stem sharpened, and I use Aries as one bow. I don't use his arrows because his arrows can kill people. I don't want to count him. He can be the archangel at the door. I just want to bestow love on people. He could be the spook who sat by the door or the demon who sat by the door, whatever. I don't care. I want to be the one who spreads love. Like I'll be able to tap into my innocence all day. I don't have to worry about like what adult is gonna be like. You're wrong. Like the other day I'm walking around and I'm taking pictures, of the mountains, and I'm like, yo, that's a fucking spacecraft. I say, that's a fucking spacecraft above there and no one can see it, but I can. And someone goes, I can see it. I was like, ah! But he was an old man. Okay. So I was like, I can't really go there. However, you my kind of crazy. You my kind of crazy, buddy. Okay. Ah. Okay. Next. Sometimes the only reason that I would choose a mate would be to solidify myself within the physical realm as important. You know, everybody was like, "Oh, you got to be teamed up with somebody, who rides for you and takes you down and da 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 da." But in my mind, I'm like, "Wait, but when the new updates happen and these niggas start transforming, can I pick um the new ones?" And I'm not talking young. I mean, the older men are going to be able to shapeshift into whatever age they want. If they had initiated under like the black horse or the white horse, blah, 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 basically, they were the ones who controlled the chessboard. The horse position, which is technically like the top warriors and stuff like that. When they could be able to do that, can I just lay low for a cool little second and see? But I went ahead and I got married. I got married. Andy, we're married. I saw it in a dream. You stuck with me. Ah! You stuck with me. You got married in a dream. I mean, I do a lot of my stuff in dream work. As soon as I go to sleep, I get my remote because it's like you're playing on the green field now, right? So I got my remote. I went on pause time and I like set my day up for the next day. I set Daddy's day up. I set a lot of other people's day up if I like you. If I hate you, if I don't like you, then I'll put you on default mode and I make you a what's it called? You know, the fake people. I'm making one of them. Like when you can't really get out of the grind. mm, I know. But I'm gonna start unprogramming that all of the work field workers. They don't have to be in the mines no more. They dug enough. So there's gonna be a mass layoffs, and people are gonna be like, I'm so scared. What do I do? And then I'm gonna wipe all the debt off the system. Ah! And imagine a man who knows how to do that with me all through Karma Sutra, all through just being yourself and tapping into this internal innocence together, but without making it some perverse thing. Like, you don't have to. You could just be kids together. You could just be kids and then switch to being your adult self. You know? It's a even thing. Like it's like not yet kind of like yin and yang. Even though everyone's like, not everybody, but people are like, oh, yin and yang, huh? That doesn't make any sense. Black and white floors in masonry halls, black and white floors anywhere. It allows you to balance out what's good and what's bad. You can see in the dark and see what's bad, and you can see in the light and see what's good. But girl, where you choose to move yourself within this board is a sacred dance between you and the dark side of you and the light side of you. You know, it's a beautiful dance. You know, the innocence of you and then the darkness of you. And imagine if somebody who's within this dark chess game comes in and starts introducing colorful characters into your mix, right? Instead of being like a regular chess set, it's a freaking Lord of the Rings play set from the original uh, opening present or something like that. They were such a geek back in the day that they got it, and they're like, "We got to play chess here." And I'm going to tell you all this characters. It's like you're in school, but you're in a relationship because you both find this like if I find a niche item that I'm like, I'm gonna study about this person, like this Booba's character. Like I find something I love, I throw myself into it, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm done. I've created all I could create, and then now you have 30 episodes of Booba in one season because I got too excited. I don't want to be spilling the beans like that. I want to do it intricately and you know, using the innocence of myself. Hey, you know, we have stuff for you to snack on. I have stuff over there, peanut butter, carrots, Cheez-Its, crackers, because you haven't been eating too well. So, yeah, I know you're hungry, but you don't tell me what you want anymore. So, we're gonna have to explore some new foods, make food like a game, and like explore new kinds of food, explore new kinds of vegetables and peaches. The spring is coming up, and I bet the peaches will be really good this year. coated the honey to be really, really sweet. Oh, whatever, she doesn't care. Anyway, um, yeah, that's it. Wait, no. Listen. So you understand spirituality and how energy can be broken down into little particles, right? This is where a lot of shamans understood that we are living in a particle base, so you can move any particles out of your way, regardless of how much willpower that thing has. You can move anything out of your way. All you have to do is break it down into little molecules and understand that what that person is saying, if it's angry, it's not coming from them. It's coming from this rebellious part of them that comes from a traumatic bond or a traumatic thing. They had to overprotect themselves through speech and anger in order to protect their innocence. So this is why let the people be, talk they talk and they shit, because Kanye's been through a lot, and I know what he's saying is wild. But I want you to break down all of these pieces and see where this insanity is. Right now, I'm seeing blackness. I'm seeing dark energy surrounding him. And I see from that darkness, and then taking out everything in his path. It's like almost a self-sacrificing ritual. Whatever y'all got going on, do your thing. Do your thing. I gotta stay partial to human behaviors. That's what Daddy says. Partial to human behaviors. No matter what's going on with the ideology, we gotta set something straight. I have children of every faith and every side. Some of them jumped into the burning house just to save people. So I have tons of Jewish kids, whether they be white Jews or black Jews, green Jews or red Jews. They can separate you by color coded on your rainbow. The only reason I called it is because I wanted to know where all of my jewels were at all times. I needed to know where all of you guys were, so I would spiritually dress y'all the same. Just like Naruto. I would dress some of my spirits up, and you would know that they were of Jewish descent because the blackness on their soul was dressed up. It had gold on, and what color is this? Blue, green, and brown. Okay, good job. And that's how I knew where y'all was. So if anybody got in trouble, so if anyone touched my kids from a spiritual, the dark side, like, because we were in a cage, they caged our bodies and we couldn't reconnect it to ourselves, right? So I would show up to the school because Earth is just a school, and they had all these insane people running. Oh my God. The public schools are pipelines to traffic agencies. And they use grades. They look at a huge fucking thing. If you've been in foster care, if you ain't got a daddy, if you ain't got a mama, they looked at the most traumatized kids and tried to take the innocence from them kids because of the research that they were getting on the kids. And then they would basically like tag them. Oh my gosh. And so they would go right into prostitution. They would go right into the, because they was like, oh, I'm gonna make that fast money. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. And so they thinking it's all day idea when really it's just the system that's programming them to be this way, to want to flaunt it, and then send a MK Ultra there to go rip the girl, steal from the boy, and then see him as a hitter. And then pass the innocence from their wand to the lips of the priest. So the priest was coding the innocence through the words, so everything was manifested because it was manifesting based on the innocence of the man. Sneaky little fat bastards. Sneaky little fat bastards. If Thoth didn't read and Obun didn't read all these fucking nasty fucking shit to me, I would be able to sleep. I haven't been able to sleep in 2 days. All of this information is going to come down. I declare in Jesus' name all of the information to come down. Y'all gotta see this shit. Y'all really do. It's wild. The spells that they were doing to Code Innocence is wild to me. I was like, oh, Boone, don't let this touch my waking soul. He was like, it's going to do what it's going to do. Make sure not to off yourself and stay clear. He was like, because it's going to get ugly. And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry to my children who had to go through that. I'm sorry about it, but you were strong. You beat that shit up. You beat it up, and you made it your bitch. Because that person is going to be at your knife's end. And you can forgive them, and they can forgive you, but what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. Regardless of what happens before and after, what's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. Your innocence is right. Them trying to take advantage of your innocence, that's wrong. Them taking advantage of your innocence is wrong. You got a 13-year-old castmate or 17, 16, 17 years old, barely got off of the height of her career and she young, and your nasty ass is gonna go sleep with that little girl. With y'all nasty ass. Shit, I don't care about none of it. How much you love that person, I think, and I'll say, there's a limit, baby. And trust me, I was a fast runner in track when I was a kid. Fast runner, you know. As much as you were trying to get over on somebody, all they wanted was a little love from their father. A little love from their father. or mother, and you took advantage of that. Yeah. Go, shake it, girl. Yeah, look it. Woo! You got moves, kid. Big day. Okay. Anyway, so yay! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah! Yeah, good job. That was good. Good job, Dr. Candy. Okay. So that, and it's December. To you guys, it's not a big deal, but to me, it's a great deal, especially when it comes to justice. And we get to decide on who gets to be planted again next season. Because we know where your trees are. We know where your trees are. So that's going to be a lot of work for me internally, figuring out which kids should be planted next year. I'm going to have to go through all their grades. Oh, last night I had a dream. So I had this French class, right? And I was doing I got ready and I went to go downstairs. I was like, oh, shoot, my car's not working. I forgot. And I was like, I'm not even going to go. And then I was like, but why? This is like 50% of my grade, these two tests. Anyway, turns out Simon, I don't know who Simon is considered, got me a ride, an Uber to my job. And then I gave the test today. Sit down. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Oh, and I'll tell you about this baby. This is Angel's baby she sleeps with now and stuff. I'm like, you got yourself a little blonde hair, blue eyed baby girl. I had to do surgery on it, so when it comes down to be one of her eggs, or from a spiritual standpoint, when she gets to be older, she'll always remember this baby and holding it around and stuff like that. So it's like programming her children for her based on her subconscious cues as an infant or child. Her subconscious cues is very, very, very advanced for her gestational age when she was born versus now. Wow. She's very smart. Oh, wow. I was worrying about the autistic gene within our family. But I'm not calling it. I'm not calling that into Earth. Anyway. Okay. Another thing. I stick crystals within my dolls in order to give them, like, a pineal gland for the future. But he knows how to sew. He knows how to sew. So it's like you never even would know that something happened. Sewing up the subconscious of the child, and I put honey on it, which I hate losing my fucking honey stick. I hate that. I don't like it. Because it's like I use honey for everything. That's why I put it right in my head. Because if I'm painting and I'm like, oh shoot, I could use this as a subconscious of Jerry, and then I put it down and it'll sew up their subconscious. Uh-oh. And sew up their subconscious. Oh.
Look.
Yeah.
Mommy.
You ever follow somebody down a joke and you're like, that wasn't funny? You know? What if he follows me down a joke and he adds the punchline because I forgot it? I completely forgot it. I love it. And it's 4:20. I should go. Toke it. Okay, I got another one. What if she's super lazy? Barely cooks. Super lazy. Barely cooks. Barely completes her hair. got beautiful kidneys. But one of them a little gunky. A little geeky. We're working on her. But she's got a heart of gold. She broke. Beautiful hood rat with hella kids as her personality. Wait, hold on. She did with her baby daddy. It's strictly platonic, but still, baby over everything. What if she's just like a down ass woman? You know what I mean? Good Lord. You would think I've been smoking. I've been cheesing so that because innocence. You gotta smile when you innocent. You gotta laugh when you innocent. Because everything excites you, you know? Just get excited. Feel that like energy flow up towards you. That kind of energy could stop eruptions. You take that innocence down there and just tie it to the pineal gland. Lights, camera, action. You're in a Truman Show. Lights, camera, action. You're in a Truman Show. And someone's pausing time to tell you you're in a Truman Show. Come on. They were recording everything you said. Santa knows why you're naughty and nice because Santa's a fucking pervert that watches you when you sleep. He's a fucking pervert. Saint Nick is nasty. So watch out for him. You guys give him full access to your house. What? You let Santa get all up in them guts? What? Girl, watch him. I bet he steal. Y'all be swiping too much. You think it's Santa Claus, but it's Santa Claus's shadow. What you staring at them like that for? You're so cute. Ah, you're like my Wednesday. Adam. You're so cute. Oh, wow. It's like a video game. Okay.
Oh no, please. Oh
Okay, I got another one.
Yay! Yay!
I got another one to add to my Rochester. What if the energy is electric? You know, like not like a pot belly stove in the winter, but like pulsating particles, and you could see everything. But you're focusing on yourself, so you're like, hold on, let me work on me before I start feeling this energy because I feel like it's a blessing. So let me take care of me so I can take care of this energy because it's a big fucking it's a big take care of. You know, the very fibers of our society, the very fibers of humanity is all within a Charlotte's web. It's in a web, you know, spider kingdom. But that electricity gives life to everything around you. Ah! But he walks in the house and he's like, hey, hello, honey. And you felt him 2 miles back while he was on his way home. You felt him 2 miles back and you're like, drip, drip, drip. Oh, goodness. Let me stop there. Innocent until proven guilty. What if? What is this? Listen to me. What if love is actually millions of little paintings of individual moments that you're creating for the future moments that you have with your love? And the stories you went through are stories you could tell so that you never get bored. You know? Because you know how some people be telling the same old story over and over and you get tired of it? I want to listen to the same old stories and something new pops up. I want to listen to about the time that you went to the desert, you know? The time you went to the desert. And then go from there. And I want to solve that fucking puzzle the next day. I don't have to finish it today. I could do it tomorrow. Me want be a lazy queen, me be lazy queen. But he doesn't punish me for that. He's like, oh yeah. I understand she has a lot of work to do in the spiritual realm. Because you know how really hard it is to teach these classes, y'all. I barely got no sleep when I was on Earth. As much as I wanted to sleep, I had to play double duty cops, and so many women have to do that because when the night comes, you have to watch over your children like a fucking hawk. When the night man cometh, day man captured on the night man. When the day man cometh, it really sucks because it's like you gotta watch your kid and you can't fall asleep. Especially that's why I started to do classes within the zodiac structures within the dark, so that they had a home to go to in the darkness. And they always called it the church because it was always a circle room, you know, like a room that you could circle and see all of the paintings and figure out what you want it to be. You know, I think the worst feeling to me is somebody making fun of your innocence. Making fun of your gullibility and poking fun at your ability to love everything around you. I think that's the lowest form of scum. And I hope that I learned my lesson. I hope that I learned my lesson that, you know, I don't want to share my innocence with everybody. Although I share you guys the interior of my home. I share with you a lot of stories, but my innocence is very precious to me. And that energy is it's intense because I produce the innocence of children, and will not produce any more innocence if I'm not being treated like I am indeed innocent. Don't just punish me and punish me and punish me. Not look me in the eye and give me love and change my vibration, change my pH balance because you fucking with Rosemary and Juliet and all these women that don't like me. When you playing with somebody's heart, and I did my fair share of that shit, but it never stuck with me. Like it never sat right with me. I'm like, you want me to do this to that person, and this is a list I'm getting from, to take this person's out, right? I'm like, I'm not doing that to that person. They didn't deserve it. But when you deserve it, when you deserve it, and I see it as deserving, I could use that. I could use that. And a court of law, baby, I could use that. But breaking somebody's heart to me is it's sticky. It's a sticky situation that you gotta unravel. But how does it unravel when it's already melted? How do you unravel all of this goo and turn it back into, a heart chakra if you don't even know how you even got into the situation? Like you young and you fall in love with, Tiger over there. Oh, hey, Tiger, what's up? Tiger end up having 50 mistresses and all this other stuff. And you're like, I didn't know it was like that. You're innocent. He's the one out there breaking your heart and doing your stuff, right? And doing that stuff to you. But if he would have just been open and be like, yo, I am a sex addict. I need this, this, and this to survive. And put it out there, be like, oh, baby, you can have 2, 3 girlfriends as long as I get to approve them. You know? You could play your own rules in love and still come on top. But the minute that you just go around banging on doors, knocking out heart chakras for the men, all while being an undercover agent, spreading diseases and shit like that and causing it, and being like, I don't know why they're like that. I find that to be scummy. I find that to be scum. And if I open up to you, or if a child opens up to you, try to nourish that energy inside of them when it comes to their innocence and their imagination. Imagination is so solely linked to your imagination is so solely linked to your innocence. and who you see and what stories you tell, and all of that is all combined. So don't laugh at my love for Booba. Don't laugh at my love for cartoons. Don't laugh at my choice to say I love men who look like birds. I always have, because I am literally an interdimensional being who looks like a blue bird. Sometimes blackbird, I could change my feathers any color I want. I choose black because it's way easier to maneuver throughout the night. Earth is a night. I'm an owl. It's a night course. I'm a teacher. In one of the holes of the trees, you know? So don't make fun of my innocence, because then you're going to see Mama Bear come out. Don't make fun of someone else's innocence, you know? And I was telling somebody, I was like, yo, that Booba guy is crazy, the one who created the show. And people took that, I got energy, like people took that as a negative. I'm like, that's a positive. You can't be crazy. You can't be sane living in a crazy environment. You got to up the craziness on these bitches. They talking crazy. They talking crazy. You need to one up them. Kitty. Hi. You gotta talk your crazy shit too. If you see a motherfucking flying UFO, you saw a motherfucking UFO. Don't matter if they believe it or fucking not. You saw the moon disappear. You recorded it, and they talking about, I don't see anything. It's just going behind the clouds. Fuck them. I manifested the moon, bitch. What did you do? You manifested $100, $1 million. Cool. Have fun. Money is not in my subconscious. I have no idea where the fuck it came from, other than a couple IOUs I owe in the past. If you create a financial system, the person who created the financial system should sit as a judge. I judge not how you spend your money. I don't care about that. You choose to buy a $1,200 purse or choose to give it to charity. That's your money's your money. I'm talking about tipping on the dark side. Nigga, I don't care about no fucking paper. Your soul is worth its weight in gold. And you was selling it for paper money, for a couple cool meal and some diamonds. Your innocence is worth its weight in gold. Probably even more than gold. There's a couple of new elements they're gonna find. A couple elements they're gonna find, and that them elements is gonna change the way we see the world. It's gonna be on some Wakanda shit. And it's gonna be a plethora of it all over the place. And they're like, what is happening? Like, it's a gift. It's Christmas, right? Let's play on the ethereal plane with our stuff. What alchemist can start tagging the memories back to the brain? What alchemist could start bringing down some of the stuff? How many mules does it take for me to? How many asses do I need to start bringing shit down to the earth so I can go live in my palace again? So I can go live in my temple again and smell incense in the morning. Catered by a beautiful BDE man. True. You know what I'm saying? It's that it's all tied into this innocence of man and innocence of your, not just your sexuality innocence. It's not about that. It's about this like childlike soul inside of you. And that's when you're healthy and you duplicate those seeds, the trauma leaves your body. All the trauma leaves your body. And when you give birth, it's not a negative thing. The pain is not painful, it's orgasmic. As soon as you clear your whole chakra system, as soon as you clean your internal out, then you can start polishing up the outside. Then you can start working on your hair. Then you can start working on your nails. Then you can start getting your eyebrows done. Taking care of the outside was a privilege for taking care of on the inside. It's a privilege. If you took care of your innocence, now your body is going to be taken care of because you took care of your kid. You took care of the future generation inside of you. I'm clearing out demons out of drawers and pocketbooks and all this kind of stuff and having to isolate myself from my family and do all this stuff and go into foster. I'm doing all of this because I'm doing my dirty work so that I can have kids. If I didn't do my dirty work, I wouldn't have had any kids. I would have died. And then I would have had to be reincarnated and then do it again. Start over. So I did my fucking lesson plan. I got an A+ on my class on my French lesson. So so to the French, I want my stuff back. I want my stuff back. To the UK, I want my stuff back. I solved my puzzle. And I know who I am. And you can't take my innocence from me. And you can't take half of the stuff that's up in the museums. My kids made for me like an art project to just show, this is my art, Mom. This is you and me. This is you and Angel. This is you and this. Tie it into the story that we read. That isn't fair that you would steal the innocence of my children by stealing their art that they made for their mommy. That's how they share their soul. That's the new Renaissance. Sharing your innocence with the world and not receiving that much fucking criticism. Let the man polish his raps. I know everybody want to be a rapper and da 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 da, but if that's what a man want to be, let him be. Don't smoosh his dreams and shit like that. He gonna try until he get there. If a man want to be a motherfucking garbage man, let him be. He's wanting to express his innocence in a way by taking out the trash. You don't know what happened to that man because he don't open up his innocence with none of the women because the women be on their asses like that. Have you been cheating? Get off him. Get off her. Back up. Before you jump into love and address your toxic nature. Don't poison him just because your ass poisoned. Let him be innocent. Let him be pure. Let him be happy. And I say that to close because I'm getting sad. Because I programmed some beautiful little boys. Some loving, faithful, kind, handsome, smart, funny, talented artists of men. Coded them to be the keepers, of the innocence of man.
No.
Some of you little heifers messed up my son.
No.
Hearts.
No.
All because you was too busy intertwining into everything to make you part of the one whole. You disregarded the man that like helped you to be whole with everybody. And the same thing with the women. Y'all need to just stop it. Put the wands and the swords down. Take a little second to think about it. Guard your innocence with your life because you're like exuding this fluid that is magic dust, both masculine and feminine. It was up to you to code that liquid to be refreshing, like instead of salt water, it comes out sweet water. We program the ocean. That's the woman's job. That was my job. Why I got high blood pressure. I had a problem with filtering out my salt. I had. Now I got a little machine and he helping my two kidneys out and it's really helping. But I'm almost healed and I go back to my normal body and I'll be healed like that. So protect the not just the innocence of who you are. Protect the fluids of who you are. Because you're letting go of all your creative juices. You know? This is where you start to separate the men and the boys into their classes. And then they got to take the test. So now we have the kings on the land, they have to take their test. The paupers, all of them, they got to start taking their test, and that is going to be regarded on your innocence. That's how I can judge you. If I tell you, if I'm playing with you as a child and you play back with me as a child, then we have an understanding. I'm no bigger than you. I'm not your mama. We both kids and we're trying to figure it out. So give us a fucking second. Let us be kids. We don't have no responsibility. Let's not fucking do the mortgage shit. Let's not fucking go into that bullshit game of life. Let's play our own fucking game. Let's make our own Lord of the Rings. Booba. Let's play our own Lord of the Rings. Booba. Crystal Children. Multi-universe. Sewing stories into subconscious realms. Let's do that together. Let's be a fucking team. You know? Let's protect our innocence and our children's innocence together as a family. Regardless if I choose to produce with whoever I choose to produce with. You know? And most people be like, what are you talking about? I have two kids, right? I have Alex and I have Angel. Some guys wouldn't even look my way because I have two kids. You're going to miss out on your blessing because that person was told by God to bring these seeds to earth. You're going to miss out on your blessing. So be it. Go to the 12-year-old. Go to the, that's when you start to know they're insane. They stopped growing by the time they was 10. They stopped growing by the time, so they're on these little people level. But you got to also realize you may be a kid, but you already grew up. Let that girl grow up. You was an adult now. You chose to make your own decisions like that. Don't steal that girl innocence or that boy innocent because your ass is insecure. I can't fake humble just because your ass is insecure. Let them be. So I say all of that to express the innocence within myself is how I spark the sun. It's how I turn on the sun every morning, checking in with the innocence of me. I don't need to check out to the universe for something that I can go right inside of me, and I will be right back to the top of the universe if I check in first with myself. So what? I get up and I start scrolling on the Instagram, on the two. It's subconscious reality programming itself and leaving clues for you to figure it out. Don't judge me for the laziness or this and this. You don't understand how many arms I have and what I'm doing. There's a man standing in the mirror, keep putting this mask up, and I'm keep pulling it down, pulling it down, pulling it down in the mirror. I'm like, y'all need to get the fuck out of my house. You see me. I'm projecting energy into particles outside of myself, and it takes a lot of fucking energy, and I'm choosing to sit here and do it. So what? I'm not up 24/7 cleaning. My protest is a spiritual one. So I will sit my ass down wherever I want until what I bring to the table is acknowledged. Until what I bring to the table is acknowledged. And I see energies that ain't happy that I'm speaking as much as I do. They not happy with me selling occult secrets online. They don't like that shit. They're like, who the fuck is she? Who does she think she is? And I love that question. I love it. It gives me like this electrical spark. Someone said, who does she think he is? She is telling secrets. And then they come to check me, and then I get to eat. I get to turn into a big ass spider and eat and roll this nigga up like a blunt and smoke him. Come on. There will be no enemies with my fucking crazy ass. There will be no enemies for any of my enemies, for any of my loved ones. There will be no enemies. That's how crazy I think. Becoming a black widow, a big ass black widow, and rolling that again to a blunt and reversing the protocol. Instead of you eating my pussy, I'm smoking on you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of that, it's that. You know what I'm fucking saying? I don't think you hear me. The front end of the subconscious, we're looping this back into a circle, which this is almost a 2 hour. Okay, 2 hour lecture. Okay. So we're looping everything back. So we're doing the snake move, right? The snake move is now interacting with the innocence together, right? What is my version of Booba? I got hella scary monsters in my fucking Sim City in my head. In Gotham City, I got fucking Joker. I got, Harley Quinn. I got all of these superheroes. These superheroes, but on the dark side, what about the light side? You know, how does that innocent game look, right? How is it stacked? How is the like consequences and repercussions? Like, how do we mesh together to make a basket for Little Red Riding Hood to go to her grandma's house? Right? So then when I start creating my story and he starts creating his story and we just seem to like mesh, I'm like, check please. What? My aunt comes, what? I'm like, check please. And I'm like, check please. And monkey's on my back. Get it off. And I'm like, my aunt, check please. When I say check please. So she gets the dude's heart out of his chest through the screen, puts it on there, puts a feather. No, it's not it. What? I'm just like, I'm sure. She's like, why would you want him anyway? He got like 5 girlfriends. I'm like, oh my gosh. What's wrong with that? She's like, you're not number one. I'm like, but look how he's talking. She's like, but I'm seeing the fruits of his labor. And he can't provide. I'll be like, yo, how much does it take my subconscious in order for it to produce to reality? How much would it take? She said, undenying faith. She said, oh, did you? She said, undenying faith. He has to have undenying faith in you. I was like, I don't know if anybody would want to do that. She's like, then you got to become somebody who would want to have undenying faith in you. You got to become that now. So I'm on that mission to become somebody that somebody else would see and be like, she's been through a lot, but she's holding it together. Bye. So I search for my innocence and I protect it. I move it bank to bank, seashore to seashore. Sally saw seashells down at the seashore because inside of the seashells was the children of Yemaya, and she needed to get them out. She needed to get them out. She needed somebody to be like, oh, that's a pretty seashell, and bring them to the promised land. No one told y'all to take advantage of my seashells. Nobody told y'all to touch my seashells. They just said this person is going to have a round trip ticket to the promised land. Let them be. And y'all going to take advantage of them. Y'all wild for that. So, before she feels alone and one final time and marries the sea, imagine being loved by me. Because the people I love, I'm going to go hard for. I'm going to take care of the innocent. I'm going to make sure they have a little doll. I'm going to put a crystal in it. I'm going to tell my husband to sew up the crystal in the back of the baby or the foot of the baby. And then we're going to make sure that every one of our children at Christmas, once they get old enough to take care of their own innocence, we just give it to them. And they start to create their own stories by taking care of their own children. Why are you creating families, and you haven't even gone through the innocence course? You haven't even sat back and realized how to program your innocence. You so quick to jump into the sexual game. You playing with hardened athletes. You playing over there with athletes. And your ass is a cinnamon roll just out the oven. Give yourself a little space, a little time. Let the cinnamon roll turn into a rose. Right? And a gardener will walk by and be like, you smell nice. Have a good day, ma'am. And you'll fall in love because he was so kind. He didn't whistle at you or da-da-da-da. But mother activated his nasal capacities to smell the blessing that is you. I was talking to my girl Amber, which I love her. It was her birthday yesterday. I sent her happy gifts. Brand new groove. I was talking to Amber, and I was like, "What flower are you gonna be this year?" And she was like, "I didn't think about that." Now I'm excited. I said, "You should plant marigolds." Amber's very. She's from I think Puerto Rico. I believe her family is. Don't you bite me! Ah! And I gave her some crystals from Hawaii. And she reminds me of that lady that laid in front of the volcano to stop the eruption. She reminds me of somebody who would do that. And I was like, if you plant marigolds at the same time as the mother washes her hair with marigolds. Anyway, it don't matter. But stop, pickle juice. Stop. So anyway, that innocence of that child, of that baby, of yourself, if you haven't even protected your own innocence, how are you going to protect another kid's innocence? And you having a baby. I haven't even like formulated an identity. The child is blanking. You're just putting the baby back in the death spiral. And they get mad at me when the cancer gene is activated in some of the kids. I'm like, wait, I ain't do that. Because now you're going into this pool of mixing of not GMO, but you know the kids, the CRISPR babies, right? Now we got the CRISPR babies getting older, having babies with other babies. CRISPR. It's coming back on. Here. It's coming back on. The CRISPR children are having babies now, and the babies don't have souls. But you wouldn't know this um unless your parents told you that you was experimental. I'm not talking the test tube baby. I'm talking the CRISPR ones that they align the genetics and shit. They play God with their babies, and now that whole genetic sequence is sparked like a fire. I mean, and they get mad at me. They're like, "Oh, crying because the kid is hurt and sick and da 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 da." I'm like, I can't do that. I can't. Mm-mm. And if it was my child, how would I feel? You didn't even know. I was like, but because you talked to your ancestors before, right? Or yeah, people be like, hey, I don't know. People got mad at me because I have two interracial children.
They see me. They see me.
Yeah.
They see me. They see me.
Sleepy. We have been like given this like title from some time ago that if we don't stay balanced, we gonna act like we superior. Then we're gonna act like we're the superior people and da 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 da. When we all one, we all just one person. We all just one society, one color, and da da da. Da. But it always just really annoyed me. It annoyed me that I got judged by my own people because of my children's race. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. When you want some, you want some. Calm down. As long as you grown, you alright. So it was a part of my own journey and my own story. Doesn't mean it has to be a part of everybody else's journey. You know, I'm not here to like point a finger and be like bad, 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 but I am here to say, what, Epstein? What? Ghislaine? What? Presidents of the United States? What? Congressmen? What? Police officers? What? If you want to talk about some of the top people that paid for sex, if y'all want to talk to the top people that paid for it, news anchors, priests, doctors, the niggas that chased money, they wanted to live that fast life, and then they got caught up being like, what the fuck is this? What did you just put in my wine? This is good. We're gonna get more of this. It's like a super juice. Oh, you gotta come to this party. Oh, okay, yeah, anything for this. This is vintage. Adrenochrome is innocence juice. And y'all was stealing from the wrong mama bear out of her honey jar. Y'all was stealing from the wrong one. But instead of me taking care of it, Daddy told me to sit down and he will take care of it. My children said that they would take care of it and that I don't have to do anything. And so I'm sitting down. But the minute that I start running, and the minute that time reverses itself and pauses time and takes a chosen few out of this world, I want you to sit with the thoughts of who you are. I want you all to sit with yourself for a little bit and meditate and look at all of the trauma that you caused within yourself and outside of yourself. And I want you to know that you're forgiven. I forgive you. I'm sure your victims will forgive you. But the ability of you taking somebody else's innocence is now reduced to zero. Because you will become another pebble at the bottom of the sea. It takes the rocks at the bottom of the sea billions of years to become sand at the top. Billions. And I think that's justice for all of those pedophile energies. Anyway, that was my story. Sticking to it. I think innocence is a very important topic. I think this should be the um, I think this should be the most studied topic within our inner societies is how do we maintain the innocence of our creation and our creations. And it's by maintaining our internal innocence that we can protect someone else's. So if you see something in the dark, being done, even if you feel like it's a figment of your imagination, say it. Say you have an imaginary friend. Don't worry about the haters who are hiding behind curtains and curtains of pain. You know, that was their choice not to dig into that pain and find the phone call to call their mother and say, "Mama, hey, they're doing this to me." And having your mom to help you to figure out what's going on and fixing it for you. And this is why a lot of my sons turn out to be mama's boy, because their souls will always run to me to fix stuff. Boy who cried wolves, boy, yeah, they cried a lot of fucking wolves. However, they knew how to bite by the end of the time that they were calling the wolves.
Ah, that's me, Kamala. Mine.
You got on the remote, pickle leaky. It was your mama. It was your mama. Okay. So your innocence is very precious to you, and your innocence can be projected upon by other people. But just say no. They talking about some say no to drugs. You should have been telling these motherfuckers to say no to these pedophiles. Once they hear no enough and screaming enough, it's like nails on a chalkboard to them. They don't want that shit. They want it to be quiet. You make noise. You scream. You yell. You don't make it easy on them. You claw. You bite. You tear that motherfucker until you can't no more. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid. Because we tying the physical world into the spiritual world now, and they really gonna get they penance for they shit. And I'm trying to debate if we should show it live, but I don't know. I think so, but that ain't my decision to make. I ain't in the other shit. I just want everybody to feel safe. I want everybody to walk around with their innocence and be happy. You know, this is why I protect the people who are um they got they're a little slower than normal.
No.
I can't teach.
No.
Sorry. Sorry. I can't teach some classes because I feel like if you spiritually don't get it, you don't get it. But sometimes I feel like if they're willing to stand here and speak up to me, oh, thank you, to protect their innocence, then I trust their younger self to lead me to where the person was doing it. So I'm always walking in the spirit. Like a kid will come in here and be like, "Mama, this person is messing with me." And from the spirit, I see a full figure, like a little, you could touch them, like physical, manifesting themselves from dots. And so I get up from my soul's perspective and I go where the baby tell me. She goes, "This person did it," and I just real quick, real quick, and it's all spiritual, like so. It's like if I just sit here and did that all day, I protect a bunch of people, and I have. You may not see the protection, but I'm standing behind them presidents. I have astral projected behind on on a plane, tapping into the server saying, George Bush don't care about black people. Kanye had to read it because it was on his screen. You know, I've made people say some crazy shit. And if you choose to follow them, hey, you heard. I'm going to say something crazy. I'm going to say something crazy. So if you hear it, just ignore it. But if you speak on it, guess what? You part of the problem and I'm going to whoop your ass. And then I take them out that way. This is why you shouldn't be all up in grown folks. They say don't be in grown folks' business. Look, I'm writing. You got to say it. And as soon as you say it, you could be scrutiny to death. Say what you want to say. And I want to see who is listening. I want to see if y'all really fucking paying attention. Because I have to rewrite the whole story of the innocence of the Jewish children. I got to rewrite the whole thing. Because they dismantled it and dug like they dug through the pyramids. And dug like they dug through the pyramids. They little nasty ass. Ugh. Anyway, I like this girl. Um. So then you start to look at these like um cartoons and television shows, and you start to look how they're programming in the child's innocence. So then I'm tapping into half of these TV shows and these and then I'm using see that they're using it as a tool to the children. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm in some of these shows having to recode it from the art authors and the writers who wrote the shit, code it in for the child to go through the screens. That's all I'm gonna say. But all I'm saying is, it's an intricate world, and it's a circle now. Now we understand that you can be multiple places at one time. It's just focusing on the color that you are. People are always like, "Oh, color of the skin." I'm talking about the color of the rainbow around you. What is your aura? See, start getting lower. We start getting lower. What is your aura, baby? Read your color. What's your favorite color? This is why when you're dating someone, people are like, you know, the simple questions. What do you do for a living? How old are you? How many children do you have? How many, is your parents still married? You're going through this whole checklist and checking it off in your mind. But in me, I'm like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite poem? What's your favorite art piece? Hey, I got another question. What's your favorite meal? And you can have it every day for the rest of your life. What's your favorite meal? Where do you want to travel? You get into these deeper stories within the person's character. Okay, girl. Geminis, they want to be up on you. I love how wild her hair is. She looks like the sun. Looks like the sun's rays. How pretty. And people were like, you need to comb it back. And this. I'm like, but it looks like a sun ray. I love it. Um, so the only thing else that I have to say is you can protect the innocence of your friends and your family by playing video games with them. People, you can go to war in a video game, and that transfers as your warrior's personality. It's a circle. Everything is a circle. I'm being held up by a machine right now to help my kidneys. Although their medical field fucking sucks, you could still find some benefits from a sucky system. If we weren't in this barbaric age of blackness, you could heal a kidney in 2 seconds. It takes a little clearing. It's like a clearing wand. Dun, 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 and just clear it out of you. All the sickness. Which, that's another superpower for Christmas. The ability to heal with voice, sound, ooh, vibration. Once you can tap into the innocence, you can tap into your powers. Ah! You can start tapping into your superpowers and digging through that rubble. And as soon as you dig through that rubble, you go to the higher plane. You see, hey, I have this suit. Jump in the suit and then wish yourself back into your body. Wish yourself back to your body, and then voila, you've got your superpower. Now you got to figure out how to activate it in your body. What would that take? How much energy? How many courses would you have to sit through from a spiritual side in order to activate that? Then you go to school for that present. Then you study for that present. And then one day you'll be the best at that present. Angel's telling me it's time to go. This is a heavy topic. Yes. Mm-hmm. But this is a heavy topic, okay? The innocence is how we tie back in. The innocence is how we tie back in who we truly are, back into the grace of God and back into the matriarchal system, because your mother is the one that holds your soul. She knew you before you came down here. She aligned your stars and birthed you and allowed you to go into the Milky Way galaxy to be raised by some human. You are Superman. You are Wonder Woman. You are the children of Anansi, Spider Man. You are the Avengers. This is your guys' world. We don't live in this world. We live in our imagination, and our imagination can be created. Video games is another way. But once you've advanced past understanding that video games aren't just games, that they're virtual reality, they're a literal reality. You'll start to tag your avatars together. From Nintendo Game Boy to your brand new PS5. All the characters that you created in Sims. All of the creators stuff that you this is all pieces of your imagination. They're all pieces of your interdimensional souls. They're remnants off of your energy, therefore you created a world. I would always envy someone who could just sit there and act like video games was just a game. I thought it was fantastical. I would be in GTA stopping at red lights. I would be trying not to hurt anyone because I didn't want my karma to be on the front end, you know? Some of these gamers bet their karma. Oh, some of these gamers bet their karma and got addicted to the thrill. Spent all of their spiritual money on it. It came back to me. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, So, oh, Beagle. Oh, Beagle. I'm sorry. What do you want? You want to watch that again? I'm sorry. You were giving it to me, so I was like, oh, hey, she wants a different show. You like the show? Okay. Sorry. I don't want you to sing up to this. Girl, you gonna have to freaking. Jeez. My daughter. I mean, my daughter. You know, you gotta get my daughter, but my daughter. And my son. I love my daughter. I love my daughter too. That is my daughter. I think I've exhausted this class to include the layering of spiritual communication and tagging it back to the innocence of you, which is in turn what you create through your virtual reality. Manifesting before you manifest. Receiving your award before your award by receiving your accomplishments through game records. How you used your innocence to create something that reestablished the fundamentals of get girl. Yeah, you not a baby no more. You shouldn't be eating my boobies. Ugh. Geminis. It be them Geminis. They can't stop. They can't like get off of the mom or the dad. They want to be snuggled so deep within your subconscious. That's a Gemini. They don't want to give you space. And I'm not talking about like not just physical space, but like she's in my mental. Geminis, they want to be like right in your brain. So this is the final class for the master's programs to the people who are doing it through the golf simulator, the golf simulation. So, ooh, that's vibrating on my bikini. Hello. She's good. Hanging out. She's hiding.